Good afternoon. Today is Friday, January the 26th, and we are here in the city of Largo, 137th Lane area roadway and drainage improvements project. So it is 1:04 p.m. This project general contractor is Crisdell Group. And we'll go ahead and start filming on 139th Street North, and we're going to be proceeding to the north facing to the west. So we'll start here. You can see behind us is 126th Avenue North. And so here is some sidewalk. You can see that water valve as well as the electric pole. So there's the electric pole all the way to the top. And we'll go ahead and proceed to the north. So the asphalt through here is very cracked. Very cracked, heavily cracked, as well as the curb. You can see a lot of cracking here in the curb. So the mailbox right here is for 12622. And that's 139th Street. You can see that utility there in the front yard, which is in good condition. This house is 12648, 139th Street. Curb is cracked here. Driveway does have a little bit of cracking. The apron is in good shape, but the driveway itself is cracked. And the mailbox is in good shape. So we'll go ahead and pause here and get this electric pole, which does look to be in good condition as well. All right. Next house is 12672, 139th. Asphalt through here again is heavily cracked, as well as the curb. Driveway is in good shape, a little bit of cracking there on the edges, but overall is in great condition. Mailbox is old, tilted a little bit, but in good shape. Next driveway is also in very good shape. Asphalt is heavily cracked here in front of it, as well as the curb. Next house, 12714. Driveway is cracked in several places, as well as the roadway and the curb. This next telephone pole, I do not see a number on it, but it is in good shape. Roadway continues to be heavily cracked. The curb itself is cracked as well. This is 12740. Driveway is an asphalt driveway. It's also cracked. Curb is also cracked through here. Some patches, some asphalt patches here. Next house you can see 12764. Sprinkler head right there at the edge of the curb. Mailbox here is in great shape. driveway is cracked. So you can see a lot of cracking here on the driveway. As well as the curb and the asphalt. Next house, 12788. Some cracking here in the asphalt as well as the curb. Driveway is also cracked. Apron looks to be in pretty good shape. Coming up here on our third electric pole, no visible numbers there. It's in good shape. And then there is a fire hydrant you can see just behind the electric pole. And there's a water valve there as well. Next house, 12816. Base of that mailbox has a little bit of cracking. There's a brick driveway there, which looks to be in good shape. Sprinkler head. This next house is 12834, 139th. Asphalt's heavily cracked, a few patches as well. Curb is cracked, the mailbox is leaning to the east. Driveway does have some cracking, as well as the asphalt and the curb at the base of the driveway. You can see, looks like there's standing water here. Along the edge of the roadway. 12852 is this gray house here. Looks like with a relatively new mailbox, which is in great shape. The driveway itself is heavily cracked. Coming up on the next electric pole here. No visible numbers, but it is in good shape. And you can see that utility panel just behind it. Some cracking there on the curb in front of the pole. Next house, 12870. Asphalt roadway is cracked. Curb is cracked, and the driveway is also cracked. And you can see a bit of a culvert here, which appears to already be blocked. And then that sign there as well, construction sign. And some displacement there on the curb. This next driveway is cracked as well. You can see cracks on the apron as well as further up the driveway. Two mailboxes are leaning a bit to the south, but in good shape. 12932 is the second house. The driveway looks to be in good shape. There is that nick right at the edge of the curb. The curb is also cracked. Some patching here in the asphalt. Asphalt through here does have a lot of dips, patches, cracks. Next house is 12964. Mailbox is in good shape. There is some cracking here on the apron. And there's a little bit of cracking there on the driveway as well. There's another electric pole. Which is in good shape. And then this will be our last house here on the western side of 139th Street. Again, we've been traveling here to the north, and we're coming up on Wilcox Road. So 139th Street and Wilcox Road. This house here is 13900 139th. Mailbox is missing some paint. There is water utility there in the ground. We'll go ahead and shoot this intersection before we turn around for you. So you can see the curb there does tie into a new curb, which is in great shape. We'll go ahead and pause here. We have turned around. We are now driving to the south, facing to the east here on 139th Street and Wilcox Road. So you can see that utility there painted with green. There is an electric pole here, and that street sign is in good shape as well, and the fire hydrant as well. So the asphalt's cracked, the curb is cracked. Driveway is a gravel driveway beside this concrete pad. Concrete pad is cracked as well. Next house driveway, you can see does have a little bit of cracking. It's 12963. Curb itself is also cracked. Just working around a few cars here. Asphalt is heavily cracked through here. This next house is 12931 139th. See that utility box there. Mailbox is in great shape. Driveway itself is cracked. Curb is cracked as well as the asphalt here. This next house here, the driveway is cracked. You can see that sanitary manhole there in the driveway. It's 12889 was that house there. You can see another drainage inlet, which is already blocked off, and a big dip there beside that. 12871 is this next house. Curb and asphalt are all cracked through here. Does look like this is a relatively new apron. The driveway itself is cracked, and you can see some construction cones and a pile of debris behind this trash can, as well as a utility. 12857 is this next driveway, which is in good shape. There is a little bit of cracking there on the original pad as well as a lift. Driveway is in great shape. Curb is cracked through here. Next mailbox is loose. It's already kind of swaying in the wind for 12833. And that driveway is very heavily cracked as well. Another patch here in the asphalt. Next driveway, 12815, is a bit of a lift, but overall it's in good shape. A little bit of cracking near the base. This curb through here is heavily cracked, as well as the asphalt. Can see another sanitary sewer manhole marked there with the green spray paint. And this driveway for 12787 is heavily cracked as well. Bit of a lift there midway up. Mailbox is in good shape, appears to be pretty new. Again, more cracking here in the curb and the asphalt. Driveway for this next house is heavily cracked. You can see those spider cracks there. It's 12763. Mailbox is already leaning here to the south. Next driveway is also heavily cracked. It's 12739, 139th. Next house, 12713. You can see that utility we did just pass. The mailbox is in good shape, a little old. Driveway itself is cracked straight up the middle. You can see the sprinkler head right next to the driveway apron. The curbs themselves are heavily cracked. Next house is 12695. Mailbox is leaning here to the west. Driveway itself is heavily cracked. There's a sprinkler head right next to the apron on each side. Asphalt continues to be severely cracked, as well as the curbs. There's that manhole there in that front yard, as well as the water utility box. Next house here is 12671. You can see the utility right there behind the mailbox, which is in good shape. Driveway itself is cracked. Does have some scrapes there at the base as well. Next house is 12647, and this driveway is in rough shape, heavily cracked and worn all the way around. Mailbox is in okay shape, just heavily weathered. Curb is also cracked, as well as the asphalt. Utility right here in the shade next to these shrubs. And we're coming up on the last house here on the corner of 139th. This is 12623. Mailbox is in good shape. It is leaning a little bit here to the west. Curb is cracked. The driveway is also heavily cracked. Again, that's 12623. So we are coming on the intersection of 126th Avenue. So this is the intersection of 139th Street and 126th Avenue. You can see the fire hydrant there, as well as the sidewalk, and then there is that sewer access. So the curb leading up to the sidewalk is cracked. The sidewalk appears to be in good shape, just heavily worn. and the asphalt through here is heavily cracked. So we'll go ahead and pause while I move over to 138th Street. Resume here. I'm filming on 138th Lane North. So we're at the intersection of 126th Avenue and 138th Lane. Facing here to the west, we're going to be traveling to the north. So you can see the sidewalk here. It does appear to be in good shape. It does appear to be leaning a bit to the south. The curb is cracked. The asphalt through here is also cracked. Street sign is in good shape. The electric pole is also in good shape. So we'll go ahead and we'll proceed here to the north. So our first house is 12622, and this is 138th Lane. Driveway is heavily cracked here. You can see cracks throughout. There's a big nick here out of the curb and some large cracks here in the asphalt pavement. Mailbox is in pretty good shape, does have a little bit of cracking there at the base. And then this side of the driveway does have a few small cracks on the corners, and then they're in the middle. This next house is 12646. Mailbox is in good shape. Curb's cracked, the driveway is also cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway. There were sprinklers there on each side of the roadway, or as of the driveway as well. A couple of sprinklers here butting up to the curb line. All right, another electric pole here. Which it appears to be in good shape. So we'll go ahead and continue. This next house is 12670, 138th Avenue, or goodness, 138th Lane. Some cracking here in the curb. Driveway is also cracked. Mailbox appears to be in good shape. Asphalt is in good shape. Some cracking here in the roadway itself as well as the curb. Driveway, it looks like the left side here has a little bit of cracking, the right side has more. So you can see the newer strip there of concrete. And that's 12694 is that address there. Curb continues to have large chips and cracks throughout, as well as the roadway. 12718 is this next house. Mailbox is in great condition. Driveway does have some cracking, as well as the curb here at the base of the driveway. We do have another electrical pole here. Which is in good shape. This next house, 12730. Mailbox is in good shape. Sprinkler head here to the base of the driveway. Some cracking here in the driveway itself. Curbs also has some cracking. More sprinklers here butted up against the curb line. More cracking on that side of the driveway as well. There's a dip there in the asphalt roadway. 12762 is this next address. Mailbox is in good shape. Driveway itself is cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway here. There's 12762. couple of utilities here between these two yards. It's like a Verizon box there, that large one. Alright, this next driveway does have, you can see on the right side, a large crack and a lift there. 12186 is this blue house. It does have a brick mailbox, which is in good shape. Some cracking here on this driveway. We're coming up on another electric pole. Which is in good shape. Another patch there in the asphalt roadway. This next house is 12800 138th Lane. Driveway is cracked in several places, as well as the curb and the asphalt roadway. Mailbox, you can see, is already leaning here to the north. Some more patches here on the asphalt roadway. This next house, 12822. Several patches near the curb line. Couple large cracks in the curb itself. The driveway looks to be in very good shape. There's a little bit of a lift about halfway up, but overall in good condition. Mailbox here, as well as a fire hydrant and a water utility. Some more patching here in the asphalt roadway, as well as the area it looks like there's standing water. 12844 is this next house. Mailbox is in good shape. It's a plastic mailbox. Driveway does have some cracking here, as well as the curb, and then the asphalt roadway itself is in pretty rough shape through here. A lot of holes and dips. Some utilities and another electric pole. Electric pole is in good shape. This next house, 12876. Curb is heavily cracked. The driveway itself looks to be in good shape. I don't see any cracking. Mailbox is in good shape. That's 12876, 138th Lane. More standing water here in the asphalt roadway, as well as a dip there when you get towards the curb line. There is a drainage inlet there that's already blocked off, as well as more standing water here on the edge of the roadway. A lot of standing water here. This next driveway is cracked as well. 12898 is this address here. You can see more standing water. The curb is cracked, and the standing water continues through here. It's a grass driveway. Mailbox is in good shape. Again, not a paved driveway, it's a gravel driveway here. Asphalt roadway is cracked, the curb is cracked. Another electric pole, which this one does appear to be leaning. It's in good shape. Some cracking here in the roadway as well as the curb line. "12934 is this next address. Mailbox is in good shape. The driveway does have some cracking, as well as the curb and this asphalt roadway. Continued patches. Curbs cracked through here. This next house, 12996. Cracking there in the driveway, and this is going to be the last house here on the west side of 138th Lane. Mailbox is in pretty good shape. We're approaching Wilcox Road. Continued cracking here in the asphalt as well as the curb. And we're at the intersection here of Wilcox and 138th Lane. So we'll go ahead and pause while we turn around. We'll resume filming here. We're at the intersection of 138th Lane and Wilcox Avenue. So we're facing towards the east. We're going to be traveling to the south. So you can see there is that manhole there marked with green. Street sign's in good shape. Asphalt roadway itself continues to be patched and have several dips. Here's our first electric pole. Which is in good shape. And we'll continue here. Some cracking in the curb itself, as well as in the asphalt roadway. Continued cracking in the roadway as well as the curb. This next house, driveway appears to be fairly new. Does have cracks all the way up towards the house. 12931 is that address. Lots of cracking in the roadway as well as in the curb. Can't see that utility there. Next house, 12929. Apron appears to be in good shape. The driveway is cracked, as well as the curb and the asphalt roadway. Mailbox is also in good condition. "12899 is this next house. Mailbox is leaning to the west. Driveway itself is in good shape, does have a few cracks. You can see standing water here at the curb line. Continued cracking throughout their driveway as well as their asphalt roadway. There's another drainage inlet here, which is already blocked off. You can see it's standing water around that inlet. Asphalt roadway through here is in rough shape. A lot of lifts and dips. 12877 is this next house. You can see that sewer access behind the mailbox. Both are in good shape. Driveway is cracked. Curb line, or the curb itself is cracked. You can see the areas here of standing water near that curb line. Again, this asphalt roadway through here has been patched and it's in very rough shape. A lot of potholes. Curb continues to be cracked throughout. Some more patches here in the roadway. This next house is 12823. It's 138th lane. Again, we're facing here to the east, traveling to the south. Some chips here out of the curb line. Driveway does have some minor cracks. Overall, it is in good shape. Some minor cracks there on the apron. The mailbox is missing its door, and there's a lift there in the curb. This next house, 12801, mailbox is cracked. Driveway is cracked, the curb's cracked, the asphalt roadway is cracked. Again, 12801, 138th lane. Another patch here in the asphalt roadway, as well as some scraping beside the patch. Next driveway looks to be in good shape. A few scrapes there at the base of the driveway. Curb itself does have some cracking as well. 12785 is this address here. This side of the driveway appears to be in good shape as well. Cracking here on the curb line itself, as well as in the asphalt roadway. 12761 is this next house. Mailbox is in good shape. The driveway is cracked. There are a few sprinklers here along the curb line. Curb itself is heavily cracked. There is a sewer access point there next to the driveway. Again, more cracking here. 12729 is this next house. Again, there's sprinklers up on the curb line. Driveway itself is cracked. Asphalt roadway is cracked. Some dips and divots out of the curb. Asphalt roadway continues to be in rough shape. It's another utility box there. This next house is 12717. Driveway is cracked, the curb is cracked. There are some tarps existing on this house. Mailbox is in good shape. Does also look like there is some existing cracks here on this wall closest to the roadway. Some existing cracking there. Some more divots in the curb. Sprinkler head right there on the curb line. This next driveway for 12693 is cracked as well as scraped. Mailbox is in pretty good shape. Roadway continues to be heavily cracked. There's utility there behind those sprinkler heads. This next house here, 12669. Driveway is heavily cracked. Curb's cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. Mailbox itself is in pretty good shape. So next house, 12645. Driveway does have a little bit of cracking, but overall it's in good condition. Curb line, curb itself, and the asphalt roadway are all cracked. The mailbox in good shape. Can see that sewer access point as well as that utility box. Curb continues to be cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. And this is the last house here on 138th Lane. House number 12621. The curb is cracked through here. The mailbox missing a little bit of paint but is in good shape. The driveway apron is cracked, does have a few divots. The driveway itself is cracked as well. So we're coming up here on the intersection of 129th Avenue, 126th Avenue, and 138th Lane. So you can see the curb is in rough shape, the roadway itself is in rough shape. The sidewalk does appear to be in pretty good condition, and there is that utility to the left there of the sidewalk. So we'll go ahead and pause while I move down to 138th Street. So we are at the intersection here of 138th Street and 126th Avenue. Curb, you can see, is heavily cracked. The sidewalk is in pretty good shape. There is an electric pole as well as a fire hydrant here on the corner. The electric pole does have a little bit of splintering, but it's overall in good shape. And the street sign you can see is leaning a bit to the south. So we'll go ahead and continue down the roadway here. Curb's cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. So this is the first house here on 138th Street, facing to the west, traveling here to the north. 12620 is this address. Some cracking here in the driveway as well as the roadway and the curb. Utility box here is already broken. You can see that green lid is already broken in several places. Curb continues to be cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. This next house, 12644, 138th Street. Driveway is heavily weathered, does have some cracking as well as the curb here in front of the driveway. There's our first electric pole. So it is in good shape. You can see all the way to the top there. The light's in good shape. It's all in good shape. Some continued cracking here on the curb as well as in the asphalt. The patch here in the asphalt roadway. This next house is 12668, 138th Street. Driveway itself, the asphalt's heavily cracked, as well as the curb and the asphalt roadway. The next house, curb's cracked, driveway does have some little cracking in it. Mailbox is in okay shape. Asphalt through here is just worn, does have some cracking. Curbs through here. There is a manhole there in the road. Storm drain. This next house, 12716. Apron is in good shape. The driveway itself is cracked, as well as the curb in front of the apron. Next electric pole. Is in good shape here. Some cracking there on the curb. This next house, its yard's a bit overgrown. Roadway itself's cracked, the curb is cracked. 12732. You can see the driveway also has some large cracks. Mailbox leaning a little bit to the north. There is an a fire hydrant there. Some cracking in the curb. This next house, 12760, does have some cracking as well on the driveway. Curb has some cracks. Asphalt as well has cracks. There's a utility right behind this pole. This house, 12784, 138th Street. Some cracking here in the curb. You can see sprinklers as well right up on the curb line. This mailbox is in good shape. Driveway itself does have large cracks, as well as the curb. You can see the cracking here. So we are at a cul-de-sac, so we're going to begin making our way around that. Next house, 12798. Large cracks here in the curb. Driveway is cracked. Mailbox has some chipping there at the base. You can see another storm drain inlet, which is already blocked off, as well as an access panel. Another mailbox. We'll go ahead and pause one moment while we turn around. So we'll resume here on the easternmost side of the cul-de-sac. You can see that rather large dip there in front of that house, 12799, 138th Street. Driveway's cracked, the curb's heavily cracked all around this cul-de-sac. You can see at that sewer access point there, as well as the large dips. Curb itself's heavily cracked. Do want to mention we are now facing to the south. Goodness, driving to the south, facing here to the east. Driveway is heavily cracked here on 12783, 138th Street, as well as the curb and the asphalt roadway. Mailbox is in good shape. This next house, 12759, 138th Street. Curb's cracked. The driveway itself is cracked. Again, 12759, 138th Street. Curb continues to be cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway. Sprinklers here butting up to the curb line. Next house, 12731. Some cracking here on the curb line. And the driveway here. Driveway is in good shape. There's a bit of a lift and some scrapes. Mailbox is in good shape. Base does have some wear. Curb continues to be cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway. This next driveway does have some cracking as well. Mailbox is in good shape. Curb does have some large cracks. There's another sewer access point. This next house, 12691. You can see the shutter is already off of that window. Mailbox leaning here to the south. Cracks here in the curb and cracks in the driveway itself. There's another utility box there. Some cracking in the asphalt. This next mailbox is in good shape. 12667 is this house. Curb is cracked. The driveway itself is in good shape, does have some cracking here in the corners of the apron. Some more cracking here in the curb. 12643 is this yellow house. Mailbox is in good shape. Driveway itself is in poor condition, heavily cracked asphalt. There's a patch there above the apron. Another sewer access point. And then this is the last house here on 138th Street. Again, we're traveling here to the south, facing to the east. Gravel driveway in poor condition. Curb itself is cracked throughout, as well as the asphalt roadway. Then we're approaching 126th Avenue North. So this will be the intersection of 138th Street and 126th Avenue North. There's a dead end sign as well as a street sign here on the corner. The asphalt is heavily cracked. The sidewalk itself appears to be in pretty good shape. The curb is cracked as well. So we're going to go ahead and pause and move to our last street, which is 138th Lane. Here at the intersection of 137th Lane North and 126th Avenue North. And this is our last street here for this project. Do want to note, just beyond this electrical pole and beside the sidewalk, there is a large hole there beside those cones. A large hole does have some caution tape and a couple stakes. The sidewalk to the left of those cones is in good shape. It is a little bit uneven, and there is an area of dirt to the left of the sidewalk itself. Curb is cracked. The asphalt roadway is cracked. The electric pole here on the corner, let's take a look at it real quick. Electric pole is in good shape. That street sign is also in good shape, as well as the fire hydrant behind it. So we'll go ahead and we're going to be traveling here to the north, facing to the west on 137th Lane North. You can see a couple of those flags in the yard as well. So this first house, 12618, 137th Lane, does have a pattern driveway, which is in good shape. The curb itself is heavily cracked. Does look like they're doing some construction on this house. Curb and asphalt roadway are cracked. The mailbox is in okay shape. Curb here at the base of the driveway continues to have cracking. There's a sprinkler head right on the curb line here. So in front of this next house, you can see there is kind of a shrub line. It's 12642 137th Lane. Some cracking here in the curb. The driveway also has cracking, as well as the asphalt roadway. 12642 is that house address there. next house 12666, and there's an electric pole here right beside the mailbox. Electric pole is in good shape. Mailbox is also in good shape. Curb is cracked as well as the asphalt driveway. Goodness, the asphalt roadway and the driveway. So everything is cracked through here. Curb continues to be cracked as well as the roadway. This next house 12690. Curb does have a few cracks. The roadway does have a few cracks as well. Apron is in good shape. The driveway itself does have some cracking. These two mailboxes are in good shape. This next house is 12714 137th Lane. You can see the driveway is cracked there. The curb's cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. (12736) is this peach colored house. Mailbox is in good shape. There's an electric pole right behind the mailbox. So the electric pole itself, it is in good shape. The curb is also cracked as well as the driveway. Apron appears to be in pretty good shape. Continued cracking here throughout the asphalt and the curb. There's another fire hydrant here. It's lifted a little bit taller than the rest. A couple water access points. Mailbox is in good shape. Driveway here is cracked. You can see it's painted red. The curb line is also cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. There's a utility there in the yard for this next cream colored house. Sprinkler up on the curb line as well. (12784) is this address here. Mailbox is in good shape. Driveway apron does have some cracking. The driveway itself also has cracking as well as the curb and the roadway. There's a large dip here in the roadway. There's a sewer access panel as well as an electric pole. The electric pole itself is in good shape. You can see the large dip there in the roadway. Asphalt's heavily cracked through here. This next house 12802 does have some cracking there in the driveway. The curb line is also cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. This mailbox is in pretty good shape. Driveway continues to have cracking on this right side. Curb is also cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. So we'll continue here. The mailbox is in good shape. The curb line is cracked and the driveway itself appears to be in pretty good shape. Curb continues to be cracked. This driveway through here is in pretty good shape. There's a bit of a dip here before this next entry to the circle drive. Some scraping and cracking on that driveway. 12848 is this next address. Just continued cracking here in the asphalt. The mailbox is in pretty good shape. Driveway does have cracking here in the concrete driveway. This next electric pole here does not have any visible numbers, but it is in good shape. And there's a utility box behind the pole. There's a sprinkler head near the curb line. Curb continues to be cracked. The asphalt roadway continues to be cracked through here. Driveway for this next house has a lot of scrapes, a few cracks. It's 12872 is that address. Mailbox is in good shape. Another patch here in the asphalt roadway. This next house, 12898, 137th Lane. Curb's cracked, the driveway's cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway. This next house, 12898. Goodness, that was the house we did just pass, 12898. It was that mailbox. This next house, 12956. You can see the curb does have some cracking. This mailbox is in good shape. And they have a brick pattern driveway. The driveway itself is in good shape as well. There's a few cracks here on the curb at the base of the driveway. This next house is 12960. Some cracking on the driveway, the curb, and the asphalt roadway. Sprinklers here at the base of the curb. Cracking again here on the asphalt roadway, continued throughout. And then there is another electric pole. So the electric pole itself is in good shape. And this house here is going to be the last house on 137th Lane. Address is 12994. Again, that's 12994. The curb has some cracking. The asphalt roadway has a patch and more cracking. Mailbox is in good shape. The driveway itself has several cracks. You can see that area of patch there on the curb filled in with some asphalt. And there's some silt fencing here. And you can see a bit of a drainage area here before we get to Wilcox. So here at the corner of 137th Lane in Wilcox, and we'll go ahead and we'll turn around and film that last stretch of road for you. Here at the intersection of 136th Lane North and Wilcox Road, you can see that sewer access point and that drainage area just beyond the roadway here. There's an area of silt fencing, and then we'll go ahead and we'll move up and get this electric pole for you. So the street sign's in good shape. The electric pole itself appears to be in pretty good condition. And then we're facing now to the south. Goodness, we're traveling to the south, facing here to the east. So we have turned completely around here on 137th Lane. So this first house, you can see several dips on the curb line. Several cracks, the driveway's cracked. 12993 is this address. Some patching here in the asphalt roadway. Mailbox is leaning here to the south. cracking in the asphalt as well as in the curb. And then this next house, 12961, does have a sidewalk in front of it. So you can see that utility as well as the sidewalk both appear to be in good shape. The curb continues to be cracked. And then the driveway itself does have some scrapes, but no cracks, no visible cracking. Mailbox is in good shape, and then this sidewalk that continues through here also is in good shape, just a little bit of weathering on it. You can see a curb dips a bit here where that patch is. This next house, 12927, cracking in the curb line as well as in the driveway. Mailbox is in good shape. Continued cracking here in the curb. This next house is 12897. 137th Lane. Curb continues to be cracked, as well as the asphalt roadway. Some scrapes here on this driveway, as well as some cracks. Mailbox is in good shape. It is highly weathered, heavily weathered. And then there is a sewer access point there. Asphalt is continued to be cracked. Curb is also cracked. This next house is 12873. Driveway is heavily weathered, does have some cracking as well as the curb. Mailbox is also heavily weathered, but in okay shape. Some patching here in the asphalt roadway. Some sprinkler heads right on the curb line for this next house, this orange house. Driveway does have some cracking, does appear to be somewhat newer. Some tire marks as well as some weathering. 12847 is that address. Curb and asphalt continue to be cracked, and there's that patched area of asphalt we did just go over. This next house, 12801. Driveway is cracked, the curb is cracked, and the roadway continues to be cracked. This right side of the driveway is also cracked. This mailbox is a little bit lower to the ground than the rest, but does appear to be in good shape. Some cracking here in front of this next house, 12787, 137th Lane. Cracked driveway, curb, and roadway. Mailbox was in good shape. Another dip here in the roadway, some patching in the asphalt, and then another sewer manhole. This next house, 12783, 137th. Cracking here in the asphalt as well as the curb. This apron appears to be in good shape. The driveway itself does have some cracking. The mailbox is heavily worn and leaning a bit to the south. Roadway does have another dip here. Continues to be cracked. This next house, 12759, apron is cracked. Driveway appears to be in good shape, but there are those two cars, and the mailbox appears to be in good condition as well. The curb is cracked as well as the asphalt roadway. another dip here at the edge of the roadway. You can see that asphalt dip as well as the curb. This next house, 12735. Curb is cracked as well as the roadway. The apron is cracked, missing a few chunks here, pieces of concrete on the left side of the driveway. Driveway itself appears to be in okay shape. Mailbox is also in good condition. Continued cracking here in the roadway and the curb. This pink house here, 12713, 137th Lane. Roadway's cracked, the curb is cracked. The apron does have a small crack there in the middle, and then I don't see any large cracks there in the driveway itself. Mailbox is leaning to the west, and there's another sewer manhole there. Beside this rock there is a sprinkler head next to the curb line. Curb continues to be cracked as well as the roadway. This is 12689, this white house. Some cracking there on the asphalt, or goodness, on the driveway. A dip here in the asphalt where this patch is. This next house, 12665, heavily cracked driveway, heavily cracked apron as well as asphalt roadway. And again, that's 12665, 137th Lane. A lot of dips in the roadway, heavy cracking here in the asphalt roadway as well. There's another sanitary sewer manhole beside this driveway, 12619. Mailbox is leaning here to the east, or goodness, to the west. The driveway was cracked, as well as the curb and the roadway. Utility next to that shrub. Curb continues to be cracked through here. Asphalt roadway continues to be cracked as well. And this is the last house here on 137th Lane. You can see the driveway is in good shape, does have a few scrapes. The curb is cracked. Roadway continues to be cracked. Their mailbox is leaning here to the south. And that was 12617. And then there's this wood fence as well. So we're at the intersection here of 126th Avenue North and 137th Lane. You can see the sidewalk and the curb. The curb's heavily cracked. The asphalt roadway is heavily cracked. And that is going to conclude our filming here for the City of Largo 137th Lane Area Roadway and Drainage Improvements Project. And that's again for the City of Largo, Florida, RFQ number 16-Q-567 for Crisdell Group General Contractor.